today's topic is ethics. One side ethics, the other side acceptance. If I take acceptance, the standard is ISA 210. ISA 210. Ethics and acceptance. So under ethics, we're going to study definition. We're going to study code of ethics. So definition of ethics, code of ethics, threats, safeguards, conflict of interest, conflict of interest, conflict of interest, conflict of interest, confidentiality, confidentiality. Acceptance. Under the around acceptance consideration. Acceptance consideration. Number 2, engagement letter. Number 3, revision to engagement letter. Revision to engagement letter. Clear? Okay. Now, write it down. Examinable points. So today I'm going to give examinable points and examinable question also. Examinable points, number 1. Examinable points, number 1. Ethics and legality. Ethics and legality. Ethics and legality. Number 2, code of ethics. Number 3, ethical threats. Number 4, threats examples. Threats examples. Mark this as important. These examples that I'm going to discuss with you all today, right? That is what be there in the scenarios. So from 2007 to 2020, whatever ethical risk tested in your past papers, all those things I summarized and I put into the table. So when you studied all these examples, I'll teach these examples, right? So when I teach these examples, whatever the problems comes in your exam question, you can easily answer for those questions. Right? Number 5, safeguards. Number 6, factors to be considered. Factors to be considered. Before accepting new client. factors to be considered before accepting new client? Number 6, conflict of interest, and its procedures. Conflict of interest and its procedures. Number 7. 8, sorry. Contents of engagement letter. Contents of engagement letter. Number 9. Revision to engagement letter. Revision to engagement letter. Clear? Now, write it down. Examinable questions. Examinable questions. The first one is theory questions are possible. Theory questions. I'll tell you what are the theory areas can be tested. Under theory area, ISA 210 can be tested fully. Right. ISA 210 means engagement letter, the contents of engagement letter, the situations where engagement get revised, and what are the factors to be considered before accepting an engagement. All sort of things comes under ISA 210. So entire thing can be tested. Okay. Then code of ethics can be tested. Code of ethics can be tested. Then conflict of interest can be tested under theory. What is conflict of interest? What are the procedures? What is integrity? What is objectivity? Anything is possible, right? So this is how it can be tested under theory questions, right? But I am not expecting much theory questions from your past paper when I observed only little importance given to the theory areas. Second one, OTQ, objective test question, section A, right? I'm pretty much sure you will get a 10 marks question for OTQ, right? Which means a scenario will be given, ethical scenario, 5 questions will be given, each question is 2 marks, total 10 marks, right? Probably if I take this objective test question, it will be a case with ethical issue, and safeguards. So they will give you a problem, they ask you what are the ethical issues and the safeguards also possible. Clear? Third type, case study. This is possible in section B. This is possible in section B. This is possible in section A. Suppose if you didn't say, there are few past papers, what I observed was examiner didn't test ethics in section A. No questions from section A. Then a detailed case study will be given in section B. Clear? Right? So how this can be tested? Case study, ethical issue, and safeguard. This is the question. This is also table format. Ethical issue one side and safeguard another side. Right? So these are the possible 3 examinable questions. This is how it is done. Right? So whatever the past paper you take, you will find questions from these 3 formats. Other than that, you will not get any questions. Clear? Understood? Right. Copy this. Copy this. Did you all study ethics? Anyone? No? Foundation? Knowledge level? You didn't study ethics? Exemption. Okay. Anyone who can say what is ethics? Try to understand the meaning of exemption is whatever the courses you studied there, you need to study these principles. And if I say F3, financial accounting is exempt means the content in financial accounting subject already studied by yourself in your course. That is what it means. Okay. Tell William. Tell quickly. What is ethics? No idea. Any personal definition? Behave in a professional manner. So ethics is behaving in a professional way. Anyone else? Code of conduct. Any other answers? How we should work. It's a way of working. Doesn't hurt anyone. Be nice. Good. What else? Good points. Superb. Anyone else? What is ethics? What is ethics? Nelson Dilip Kumar. What is ethics?
Responsibility to act according to public interest.
Good, no? Anyone else? What is ethics? If I get the correct answer, okay, I get 20,000 rupees. What is ethics? All points are correct, huh? I'm not saying wrong, but still it's not complete. No idea? Okay, I'll show you what is ethics. Any points? 20,000.
Standard of working.
Standard of working. Now, standard of working or standard of living? So, do you think that ethics is needed when you work only? How many of you all are spiritually attached? Spiritually, whatever the religions or customs, how many of you are spiritually attached? You, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But then what about others? Atheist. Spiritually attached, but not that much. Huh? All the religions teach ethics. Fine. Your schools teach ethics. Your family, parents teach ethics. 9. Your caste teach ethics. Caste is also there, right? Different type of caste. I don't know about it, but what I'm trying to tell you is everything is come to teach to ethics. That's all. 9. Then what is ethics? This is ethics. It's a small story like your assurance engagement. Try to understand properly. Huh? This is what legality. Okay. Normally a person who live his life within legality, right? No issues. Why? When we live our entire life within a certain rules and regulatory arrangement, okay, that is we call it's very comfort life, right? Why? Here within legality, right is right, wrong is wrong. Understood? Right is right, wrong is wrong. Is it possible to drive a car without have a valid driving license in India? Can without a driving license can you drive?
It is
Possible.
possible to drive, but it is
No, wrong, wrong. That's what I'm asking. No, I got, my God, I got shocked. You all are saying yes. No, right? Huh? Are they not checking? Not checking. The police officers and all. In Sri Lanka, you can't take your bike out of your gate without a driving license. Right. That is possible in India by the population is very high. How to check everyone? Practically, it's possible. Okay, fine. I understand. In Sri Lanka, you can't do. So we are unlucky. Right. Is it possible to ride a bike without a helmet? That is also, yeah, can, but as per the rule, it's wrong, right? So what I'm trying to tell you is, if your life is falls within the legality, right is right, wrong is wrong. Why? What is right is defined. What is wrong is also defined. Understood? But our life is not like that. Especially when you are professional. If you are a doctor, if you are a lawyer, if you are an accountant, right? You are here. You are here. Part of your life governed by this legal framework. So a doctor without driving license, even doctor can't drive the car. You got my point? So his part of his life comes within the legality. So right is clearly defined as right, wrong is clearly defined as wrong. Now let's take this doctor, a consultant, who is going to do a surgery inside the operation theater. Is it possible to put law like this? You should cut this valve first. You should cut this valve second. You should do the surgery like this. Can you able to instruct him like that? At that point, his behavior is beyond legality. Which means as a professional, we gave independence to him. We gave independence to him. At that point, he should think what is right and what is wrong. Because at that point, there is nothing defined as right, nothing defined as wrong. So if I'm a doctor, while I'm doing a surgery, right? My wife is calling me and I'm answering that call and I'm keep on talking for a while. After that call, the patient did. What I did is right or wrong. Which means when we move beyond legality, ethical decision making is important. When our behavior is within legality, no need to think about ethics. Why? The legal framework says what is right and what is wrong. But when you move away from the legal framework, especially if you are an accountant, I'll come to your point. You all are here. Your legality is IAS and IFRS. Yes or no? Is IAS and IFRS fully controlled you? No, right? It gave some independence to you. Who decide useful life of the asset? Who decide depreciation method? Who decide provision? Who decide general allowance to receivables? Who decide specific allowance to receivable? Who decides? We. So the standards are not fully controlled. Up to certain point, standard said this is how you should do. Right is right, wrong is wrong. But beyond standard also, we are working. When our behavior goes beyond standard level, in example, I can say judgmental areas. When our behavior goes beyond the standards, no one is there to control us. We are the superiors. At that point only, we need to define what is right and what is wrong. How are we going to decide? That is problem. Based on our ethical dilemma, based on our ethical theories, based on our ethical understanding, we decide what is right and what is wrong. Right? I'll make a simple question here. Right? Mostly I'll touch religious things here because that is the best example I can bring out to test ethics. Okay? Vegetarian students, raise your hands. Will you eat non-veg? Eating non-veg, right or wrong? Exactly. The people, non-veg people, eating non-veg, right or wrong for you? You got my point, what I'm saying? And Hindu students, raise your hands. Eating beef is right or wrong? Eating beef is right or wrong? Very good. Then when it comes to Muslim students, Christians, eating beef is right or wrong? This is what called ethics. There is no right, there is no wrong. That's why certain things you cannot put as a law. You got my point? So when it comes to ethics, individuals, that's why I told your religion, your parents, your schools, your society, everything influence for the ethical decision. So when you in a profession, you decide what is right based on your values. You decide what is right based on your culture. You decide what is right based on your society. So you can't argue. I'm eating beef. For me, it's right. Eating beef is wrong. Someone else telling. So I'm telling that is wrong. And eat it. You can't argue like that. Why? Because their culture influence their ethics, their decisions. Our culture influence our decision, our ethics. So when it comes to this point only, problems start. Why? There is no right and there is no wrong. Understood? You got my point what I'm saying? So ethical decisions are individual decisions influenced by your rituals, influenced by your values, influenced by your customs, influenced by your religion, influenced by your family. You got my point? Understood? If you take your family status, there are different type of family status, right? So upper class family, middle class family, low class family. So upper class family might think certain practices. So they might say these practices are wrong. Where low class family might think yes, these practices are right. So it's up to them. So there is no right for ethics. There is no right for no wrong for ethics. That differences need to be understood. You got my point when I'm saying? Simply, what I'm trying to define here is what is ethics? Ethics is right or wrong decision. That decision arises when a professional move beyond legality. When you take a decision and your position moves beyond legality, at that point you need to think what is right and what is wrong. If you are deciding right, if you are deciding wrong, you are taking an ethical decision. You got my point? Understood? So in exercise book, write down a definition. Is it clear what is ethics? Understood? Write down. Ethics can be defined as what is right and what is wrong. What is right and what is wrong. Comma. This decision arises beyond legality. This decision arises beyond legality. So as a lecturer, I am beyond legality. Why? The first condition, I am not an employee. So they gave an assignment to me. Okay, you need to finish it off this. So I can finish it off within 60 hours. I can finish it off within 50 hours. I can finish it off within 70 hours. It's up to me. But when my behavior moves beyond this, I should think what is right and what is wrong. Yes or no? Try to understand. When you moves beyond legality, what is wrong? Self-interest is wrong. What is wrong? Self-interest is wrong. What is right? As you said, public interest is right. You got my point? Understood? So the doctor, if he answer his call, but that answer is not a complete answer, so you don't expect 20,000. Right? Okay. So let's take the doctor's example. So when he do a surgery, whether answering that phone or whether do the surgery, it's up to him. Answering call is self-interest. Continuing the surgery is public interest. That's simple. When you are financial accountants, when you are preparing financial statement, you can manipulate financial statement and you very much sure no one can able to catch this. If that is the case, if you manipulate, that is self-interest. Sometimes you might have several reasons. Huh? Right. So ethical, when we teach ethics, I will teach strategic business leader SPL. I'll teach ethics for 30 hours. 30 hours I'll teach ethics. Such a big area. There are theories for ethics, right? Deontological theory, teleological theory, situational theory, triple A model, different ethical theories. Those things no need for us. But try to understand when it comes to ethics, ethical decisions are sensational decisions. Right, I'll tell you a thing. Let's take Nelson Dilip Kumar, the director of Doctor, right? You know Nelson? No, okay, fine, good. So Nelson got married. Now he is working as an accountant in a leading company. Per month salary is 200,000. Happy? Huh? Very much happy. Right? With apartment, 3 bedroom apartment, with a car, right? And drive also, right? 200,000 salary. Such a luxury life in Ernakulam. Okay, happy? Very good. Right? Now, suddenly, so his close relative, not well, he need to spend somewhere around 2 crores. Okay, how much obligation? 2 crores. What is his salary? Now are you happy? Commitment 2 crores, where the salary is 2 lakhs. So he is unable to meet that, right? So definitely he need to do that within 6 months. Okay. Now when he see financial statement, all the judgmental areas are looking at him. Manipulate me, manipulate me, manipulate me. Then you will get the bonus. Right. So there is a pressure. Okay. And now to save that particular person, his family, right? So he manipulated the financial statement and he got a bonus of 1.5 crores. Right. So another 0.5 crores somehow the family will also support. No? So he got 2 crores, work done. What he did is right or wrong? What he did is right or wrong? No, I'm asking from you. What you did is right or wrong? Wrong. That's what. So when it comes to ethics, ethical theories, ethical issues are not easy to guess. Okay, that's why I told. Child labor, right or wrong? Child labor, right or wrong? Wrong. But it is exactly. So nothing is right, nothing is wrong. It depends on the situation, depends on the region. Right. So let's take like this: A killed B, right or wrong? Very good. A killed B, right or wrong? Depends on the person. A is a police officer, B is a killer. Right. Now tell what he did is right or wrong? Huh? A is a police officer, B is a killer. So what he did is right or wrong? Now right. A is a army person, B is a terrorist. What he did is right or wrong? Right. A is an Indian, B also Indian. Right or wrong? Now wrong. That's what it depends. You got my point. So when we are taking decisions, ethical decisions, there are so many factors to be considered. But try to understand one thing: public interest is right, self-interest is wrong. Right. So sometimes legality might say it is wrong, but ethically you might think it is right. Shall I tell you one reason, one scenario? In in Tamil Nadu, right, Pollachi case, the rape case and all, right? So A killed B, right? A killed B. A is a just human, normal person. B is a rapist. This person raped 200 children. Assume like that. 200 children. Fine. Assume. No? Okay. Now A is killed B. What he did is right or wrong? What he did is right or wrong? What do you feel? Right. But as per the law, it is wrong still. You got my point what I'm saying? So that's why I told ethics is something that you feel from your background, from your religion, from your practices. Right? Sometimes you might argue right, some others might argue wrong. Yes or no? Yes or no? That's why I took examples. Okay. Pork, right or wrong? Wrong. If it is roasted, taste no man. You won't eat. Nelson? Superb, right? See, that's the ethical thing. What is right and what is wrong, you can't generalize. Right? Even I'm not eating, don't worry. Right? So you can't generalize. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Right? So ethics is something beyond legality. When you move beyond legality, right is not always right. Wrong is not always wrong. It depends. Understood? Understood? But try to understand whatever the values, whatever the rituals, whatever the religions you practice, commonly self interest is treated as wrong, public interest is treated as right. You got my point? Understood? I'll generalize now. When I am visiting to one place, in that family, for a dinner I am visiting, just assume like that. I know that family is a vegetarian family. Can I ask chicken roast? Can I ask chicken roast? If I ask that is right or wrong, that is what. Eating chicken is right for me, but at that time, eating chicken is wrong for me. That is what called public interest. You got my point? Understood? Understood? Right. Okay. Fine. Second point right now. Online students, is it clear? You got a point about ethics? Why I'm explaining too much? Why I'm explaining this much things? Because all these are included in the scenarios. Right? Try to understand. Second point, write it down. Ethical decisions are taken by people or organization. Ethical decisions are taken by people or organization beyond legality. Beyond legality. Right. Third point. Protecting public interest is a right decision. Protecting public interest is a right decision. Whereas maximizing self-interest is a wrong decision. Maximizing self-interest is a wrong decision. So in any scenario, students, if someone is trying to maximize self-interest, mark that fellow as an unethical fellow. Clear? Understood? So ethics, this subject is for life. Huh? We are studying here. This subject is for your professional life. Right? Not only for the exams. Right? Are you ethical? The people who are saying I am ethical, raise your hands. How many of you all feel that you are an ethical person? Now don't think like this. I am spiritual, therefore I am ethical. It is not correct. Being too spiritual is also a problem nowadays. That is the main problem what I observed wherever I go. Right? Even in Sri Lanka. Right? So don't think if you are too spiritual, that is ethical. No. If you are too spiritual with public interest, because all the religion is telling public interest. When you are spiritual, that's good. Plus, public interest is important. Right? Now tell you, how many feel ethical? No one. We all are trying to be ethical. Right? Because in this world, the contemporary world, being ethical is not an easy work. Being ethical is not easy work. Okay. Okay, I'll draw small thing. This is A. This is B. What is A? I thought that I'm an artist. What is A? What is A? Any idea? Road. A is road. B. A is road, B is nice road. One way road. Train track. In Sri Lanka, this is how the train track. Huh? Here also train track like this. I got shocked because if the train track is like B, definitely I will travel in that train. I want to see the track first. Okay. What is B then? Very good. Right. Take these two roads. The first road is from Madiwala to Koramangalam. Correct, right? Correct? Okay. Super. Thank God. The road. Right? The road without any safeguard. Yes or no? Where you can see while you are walking, the cables are there. Right? So you can touch all the cables and you can win. Okay. And you can see the motorbike. Right? Most of the motorbike they ride in the pedestrian path. Right. Today when I'm coming, one girl, I don't know, it might be Christ student. She is coming very fast, right? Then I really shocked. Then she is with an angry face. She is seeing like this. Then I realized I did a mistake now. So I should come on the road. I should not come in this pedestrian path. So then I said sorry actually. Then I came. And because I don't know, because that's how we need to behave, right? Because otherwise it will be a problem. Okay, correct. So what I'm trying to tell you is, it's no, everywhere it's like that. Huh? Right? So when I went to Chennai, right, the situation is very, very worse inside the airport. Now I think the airport is under construction. Right? So newly bought, my bags are very newly bought. 2 days before only, before I coming here, I bought 2 bags for 35,000. Brand new bags, branded bags. Right? So when I take out of this Chennai airport, out, dusty, my God. Right? Is I can't see the bag also. I thought I'll leave this bag and go. Right? So with that condition only I took out from there. Right? So okay, leave it. What I'm trying to tell you is Sri Lanka also same. Huh? I'm not saying that country is big, good, but here it's fine because crowded population. So can't. So Sri Lanka also same. When it's going to Colombo, Gold Road and all, right? This first road and the second road is your entire ethics chapter. The first road is without safeguards. Yes or no? Is there any safeguards in this road? Even if you are a proper driver, let's say you are traveling from Koramangalam to Madiwala, right? So you are a bus driver, or you are a car driver, you are a three-wheel driver, you are an ethical person. You follow all the road rules. You are not always keep your legs in top of that horn, right? Fine. Always you see the outside and you respect traffic lights, right? So all those things. You are a proper driver. Yes or no? Assume like that. Is it safe? Even if you are a proper driver, there are people who cross the road like this. Yes or no? Even you are a proper driver, there are people who cross the road like that, right? And when they cross the road, someone normal people, someone with spirit, alcohol, full of spirits. Okay, good. So yesterday I just walked and I walked here. Then so I wish to go in a bus just to see, right? Then one bus came and just stopped. When I inside the bus, someone is vomited. So from that day itself, I decided hereafter I'm not going in the bus. What I'm trying to tell you, is it safe? If you are an ethical driver, is it safe? In Sri Lanka, let's take you are an ethical driver. You are driving the bus like this. There are private buses. Sorry. State bus also, government bus also there. But government buses are very clean and disciplined than state bus. Private buses. There. Right. Here the other way around. So where they are, the government bus is more safe and very clean, okay, and very comfortable. Private buses, they come like this and they overtake in this way and they stop in front of you and they scold you. You have to listen. Okay, then you should take reverse. Then that fellow will go like this and then only you should go. Here also same. Same, maybe. It's up, depends. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you is when the road is do not have a safeguard, when the road do not have a safeguard, even you are an ethical person, ethical driver, you are not safe. Understood? So when you are an ethical person, but your environment is not ethical. You got my point? You are an ethical person, but the environment is not ethical. For example, you are a finance manager, ethical finance manager. Your CEO is unethical. Then you get influence. Yes or no? That is what happened here. Now let's come to highway. Fine. I don't know about Indian highway, but Sri Lankan highway, it's like this. There are separators. Okay. So this is one side, this is another side. And normally the highway track is 15 feet higher than the road. This highway track is from the bottom line 15 feet higher. Okay. Why? Otherwise, the animals and all, they cross the roads. Right? People can cross. Therefore, the Sri Lankan highways, wherever you goes, from the ground level, it is 15 feet up. Okay. Second thing, there are breakers like this. So the vehicles who are coming from this side, they can't go here. And both sides, it is fully covered. Both sides, it's fully covered. Okay. And the speed meter is 100, maximum 100. There are certain areas, speed is 100 kilometer per hour, 120 kilometer per hour, maximum 120. Right? There are CCTV cameras fixed here. When you exceed the speed limit, when you move to the entrance, exit point, you need to pay a penalty. Right? So all these people knows. Okay? All these are safeguards. So will you go 150, 200, 300? Now this person can cross the road like this. Is it possible? No. Can private bus can come like this? Not possible. You also ethical person. Others also need to become ethical person because the system applied with safeguards. You got my point what I'm saying? Your profession also now like this. Where the environment is not safe. We're going to discuss ethical standards board safeguards. If we apply that safeguard from normal road to a highway road, we are trying to convert. So if you are an ethical person, then you are in the safe zone. So simply what we are trying to discuss in this topic is try to convert normal road to a highway. That's all. Understood? Clear? No. So always being ethical is risky. Why? Because others are not ethical. Because others are not ethical. Right? So when I put a status in my Facebook, I said I'm going to Bangalore. Then from my inbox, I got some text. Can you bring that? Can you bring this? Can you bring that? Can you bring this? From Sri Lanka. Right? So what I can do is actually I can do business. Because I have fly miles in Sri Lankan Airlines. So my package is, the luggage capacity is 45. So all other luggage capacity is 37. I have 45 kilos. Okay. So what I can say, what I can do is, at least I can take 45 kilograms of sugar. 1 kilogram, I will get somewhere around 400 rupees profit. So through this, I can cover my ticket fee. Yes or no? But doing that is wrong. I can take for my consumption, but I can't sell. That is what called ethical decision. Right? I can consume, I can take for myself. You can say like this, sir, you can take 45 kilos and keep it to your home and use it. No. As per the rules, maximum I can take 3 packets only. When it's packed, I can take how many packs? 3 packs for personal consumption. If I'm violating, that means I'm violating a rule. Yes or no? When I am violating a rule, am I ethical? No, I want to teach that also. See, concentrate. When I am not following these rules, is there any point of talking ethical decision? A person is not following road rules. A person is not wearing a helmet. A person is not having a valid driving license, but driving. Can we expect from him ethical behavior? So try to understand a simple point. This is very important for the case study. The people who are not violating, people who are violating rules, people who are violating regulation, they are doing unethical work only. So non-compliance with rules, non-compliance with regulation automatically treated as unethical. Understood? Unethical and illegal also. You got my point? Understood? If someone is violating the rules means when he go this level, like your politician, like our politicians, they will do all bad things for their self-interest. Yes or no? Yes or no? So what is the teaching point here? Non-compliance with legality automatically treated as unethical. Understood? Accountant who is not following standards, ethical or unethical? That's what you should understand, right? Because there are scenarios I'll teach you. There are certain people who are not following standards. That is also unethical. Why it is unethical? Because non-compliance of rules. The person who is not obeying rules, automatically he is not obeying what? Public interest. Understood? Understood? Write it down next point. Write it down. When a person not complying with legality, when a person not complying with legality, his behavior is unethical and unprofessional. His behavior is unethical and unprofessional. Now concentrate. Code of ethics. Underline the word public interest. Why we expect ethics? To ensure the public interest. Right? So here write it down. International Ethical Standard Board. International Ethical Standard Board. International Ethical Standard Board develops code of ethics to promote ethical behavior, to promote ethical behavior among professional accountants. Right. So if we take the ethical approach, like corporate governance, there are two types. One is rule based and principle based. So if you take the US, they use ethical behavior in the form of rule based, right? But practically it is not possible in other countries. Our rules and regulations are not amended very soon and quickly. If you take India, is it possible to change the law immediately? No, right? In Sri Lanka also same, right? If I take accounts and public sector accounting standards, 1946 developed. Still we are using that term. So what I'm trying to tell you is, when the changes happen, you can't simply change the law. Therefore, we all are using principle-based approach, comply or explain, right? But some countries, they use the ethical approach as rule-based, mandated. Right, I asked you a question. Are you all ethical? Yes or no? You can ask these 5 questions from yourself. If you can say yes for all 5, you are an ethical person. This is what called code of ethics. Did you study code of ethics before? Did you study code of ethics before? No. These are the 5 principles developed by International Ethical Standard Board. You should apply these 5 principles to you and see whether I am ethical or not. If someone is complying with these 5 principles, that person is an ethical person. Right? Number 1 is integrity. What is integrity? Underline the word straightforward and honest. Straightforward and honest. Are you straightforward? Are you honest? Normally, what I met, normally the people are, when they make a mistake, right, they become lawyers. When others make a mistake, they become judge. Yes or no? If I make an error, I'm not ready to accept. Honestly, I'm not ready to accept what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to argue. So I'm become a lawyer. Right? If you made a mistake, it's your duty to accept. That is what called maturity. Today morning also I said no. When I come, I think it's just that girl, small student, I think. She's looking like this. Then I say sorry. So what? Simple. Problem solved. Right? So always you should ask whether you are straightforward, whether you are honest. Honest to you, honest to your profession, honest to your family, honest to your job or whatever you do. Right. So I am working for 20 days, somewhere around 80 to 90 hours. I should honest to my profession. Right. Even though I am getting benefit or not. And I should be straightforward. And when they contact me, I should be straightforward. This is what I need. This is how I work. This is why I expect. Right? Understood? The best example for this unethical people, right? In Sri Lanka, I am not having experience in India. 3-wheel drivers, auto. When you get in, they said, sir, come. They said, we can go, sir. They take into the higher 3-wheel. When you go to a specific place, if you check from the Uber, it is 50 rupees. This fellow is asking 150 rupees. Is he straightforward? You got my point? Understood? So that is what you can, when you are doing a work or job, whatever, you should be straightforward to your profession and straightforward to your behaviors and honest. Now tell you, are you ethical? Are you straightforward in all the cases? Yes? Difficult, huh? It's not easy. That's why I told being an ethical person is not easy. Second one, objectivity. And very good. Here only problems comes. Not bias. Are you biased or not? Are you biased or not? What do you mean by the term bias? Meaning partiality. Are you biased or not? Practically think. Are you behaving like a neutral with everyone? Or are you biased towards someone? When you become a lecturer, when you become a professionally qualified people, it's very difficult for us. Why? When it comes to our students itself, India, I'm happy. Sri Lanka, when I come to the students, sir, can you refer me a job? Can you refer to someone? I'm searching a job, sir. I'm searching a job, sir. If I refer someone, I am biased. Yes or no? Because others will not get the equal opportunity. Practically think, are you ethical? Are you an unbiased person? Think. Third one, professional competence and due care. This is also not there in the most of the cases, right? We interviewed a lecturer for the subject of advanced finance management, right? When we interviewed, normally I'll ask a question like this. What is your specialization? And that person said, I can teach finance management and advanced finance management. Then intentionally I asked, no, we have vacancies for SBR, SBL also. So Saturdays and Sundays, 4 slots are available. Can you teach F9, FM, the F9, FM, AFM, SBR and SBL. If someone is say yes, I won't take them. Why? Why? Simple. If you really competent, you should choose, you should accept if you can do that at 200%. That is what I believe. You got my point what I'm saying? So if you say that all the people who qualified ACCA, they can teach any subjects, I know. Why? Otherwise they won't be an accountant. No. But the thing is competence, not knowledge. Experience, how many years you teach, and how well you establish with that subject, that is the matter. So the person should not accept the offers because okay, 4 subjects per week, 20 hours per month, then 5 weeks means 100 hours. 100 hours multiplied by 5,000, 500,000 per month. Saturday, Sunday only I'm working, I'm getting 500,000. Wow, superb. I can do. That is unethical. That is unethical. Right? For you also, when you are attending an interview, can you sweep? Yes, salary. You should accept a job if you really feel you are competent to do that job. Otherwise, you are not ethical. When you are preparing your CV, whatever you can, you should put as a competence. Rather than saying, I can do everything. Right? Can you work as a CEO? Yes, sir, I can. Can you work as a cleaner? Yes, I can. I need money only. Then that such fellows are unethical. Understood? So professional competence and due care means it's your duty to develop the competency. Through that competency, you should protect the public interest. That is what called due care. The third party need to be protected properly. Understood? Right? Well, me and the Arivu contract is made between us. Who is the third party? You guys. The due care means I have a third party interest over you. Yes or no? That is what called professional competence. If I take the competency, I'll teach you. It's like this. What is the difference between knowledge and competency? Any idea? What is the learning curve? No. Wait. Now you all are doing ACCA, right? Or degree. It's like this. In your life, no learnings. Then you are starting to your basic education. This is your basic education, school education, right? Then again you are continuing. This is your formal education. Formal education means your degree, ACCA, all these things. Yes or no? Then from this day onwards, after this, it goes like this. This area is competency area. What do you mean by the term competency? K plus E together we call C. K is knowledge. What you studied from your formal education, degree, ACCA and all. E is experience. You put into the workplace. Then you become competent. Most of our society, students, they stop their career with this point. There is another point also. What is this? We call it as CC. What is CC? Not email, huh? Email CC copy, huh? Very good, very good. Core competency. Only few achieve this. What is core competency? Here you are substitutable. If you stay there, competency region in your life, you are substitutable. But if you core competency, only one Kohli. There are lot of batsmen, but Kohli is a unique person. Dhoni is a unique person. Sangakkara is a unique person. Dilshan is a unique person. Muttaiya is a unique person. Dilshan for Dil's crew. Right? Muttaiya, you know, right? You can't substitute. When you become here, that is your target in your life. No one can able to substitute you. That is the problem. Then Even though you are working for someone, you are the boss. They won't send home. And you decide your own salary. You got my point what I'm saying? So when you are working, your ultimate target should be this. Right? So why I am teaching this? Professional competence is a matter. It's a continuous learning. So you should update yourself to prove that you are competent to do a job. If you are not competent and if you accept a job, you are an unethical person. Understood? Right. Mostly I'm seeing the professionals, ACCA qualified people, they migrate to Canada, they migrate to US, they migrate to England, UK, they migrate to Australia, and they are working in supermarkets. You got my point? Here they qualify. And most of the doctors, Sri Lanka here, right? They are migrating to foreign countries and working as a nurse. You heard about it? No. Most of the accountants are not working as accountants there. They are working at supermarkets. Someone is working in delivery services. But they are well paid, well settled. But they are not doing white collar job. Are they ethical? That is what called. This is very important. Professional competence and UKR means what you feel competent, you should accept it. So normally if you are in a low paid job than your professional qualification, simply you are unethical. That's why I'm saying ethical, unethical thing is based on the situation. If you can't eat, if you are unable to get a job, you will do whatever you want, right? So at that point, simply. So that is what it means. Is it clear? Professional competency? So don't try to cheat anyone in the interview. Tell what you know, tell what you can. If you get the job, that is fine. Otherwise, most competent person will get the job. Right? If you are cheating, unethical. Right? I don't know. I watched one film. Right? It's a Tamil film. It shows that people are getting fake certificates and applying for jobs. They are getting the job. Are they ethical? Problem. Next one is confidentiality. What do you mean by the term confidentiality? This is also not there. If I say like this, okay, Nelson, it's a secret, don't tell to anyone. This is what happened yesterday. And the next day when I am coming, the entire class is asking about that. Okay. The next day, the entire Karnataka is asking like that. That is what called breach of confidentiality. So when you are working, you will get some confidential information. Those confidential information should not disclose to third party. You should protect it. Now tell you, are you ethical? But try to understand one thing. This confidentiality principles not saying this point. You should not say anything about the company. It is not like that. I am working for a company. Let's take that company is doing money laundering. You know what is money laundering? You heard money laundering? Illegal money is converted into legal money. Man, simply if I take myself, when I'm going back to Sri Lanka, I will take either dollars or INR. Fine, I'll take the hot cash. Fine, notes, dollar notes. What I'm doing is once I reach Sri Lanka, if I deposit that into my bank account, it is ethical. Right? If I change that in a money exchange, and if I take that money and spend, that is black money, which is not comes to my accounts. Fine. So try to understand confidentiality means when I'm working for an organization, I identified that organization is doing money laundering. Fine. When I have time, I'll tell you how money laundering is work with organizations. Organizations are the main ways to do money laundering. It's a washing machine. And people are deal with terrorist activities also in that organization. If I got to know about it, what I should do now? I'm saying that confidentiality principle should not violate. I should not disclose. It is not like that. I should disclose. Right? So there are certain things I should disclose, but generally I try to protect the information that I obtain from them. Clear? Finally, very important, professional behavior. Professional behavior. Okay. How many people have two-wheelers? Raise your hands. Here in Karnataka? Or Kerala or Tamil Nadu. Wherever you go. Do you have two-wheelers? Okay, in your two-wheelers, how many of you all have side mirrors? All have. How many of you always wearing helmets when you are riding bike? Always wearing helmet. Two. Very good. Then professional behavior means you always follow rules and regulations. Even police officer is there or not. You always follow rules and regulations. Understood? That is what professional behavior. And you are not discredit your behavior. Fine. That's why in the very first day, normally in Sri Lanka, when we do lectures, normally we go in the formal dress. Normally it's a formal dress. Right? But here in the recording purpose, they ask to wear this. Okay. So I should not discredit my professional behavior. If I come to the class after having a beer, or instead of water bottle, I am taking a beer tin and coming here. What do you feel? Is what expected from a lecturer? No, I'm not drinking, I'm just staying. Okay. Huh? If I take a packet of cigarette, right, and I'm smoking while I'm giving you a break, what do you think? Huh? If this fellow is a lecturer or third class fellow? Yes or no? So lecturer means I should protect my profession and its dignity. Right? That's why I'm trying to tell you. All those accountants are now treated as culprits. Why? Because of their behavior. Don't do that. So professional behavior means any behavior discredit to your profession, you should avoid. And you should follow rules and regulation. Understood? Now, my question. How many of you are ethical? How many of you are ethical? Are you ethical? Yes or no? That's why I told you, even including myself, we all are trying to be ethical. Right? It is not easy. You can say, today I'll be an ethical person, but tomorrow, this is being a honest and being an ethical person every day is a challenge. Right? That's why mostly I observed, when you follow spirituality properly, if you are spiritually well disciplined, ethics comes. And I told that competency means not only your just knowledge what you get from here, spiritual knowledge also. When people are spiritually developed well, automatically these things will come. Yes or no? Yes or no? That is what I feel. Okay, you all are not ethical, I know, fine, but hereafter try to be ethical person. Right? Shall we move? So this is what we discuss under fundamental principles, which request you to be ethical person. So if you are integrity, if you are objectivity, if you have professional competence, due care, confidentiality and professional behavior, you are an ethical person. Understood? Understood? Shall we do a small question? I speak too much now. Small exercise shall we do? Write it down. Nelson. Small exercise, case, mini case. Nelson worked as a cashier at Nexus Mall. His shop fully covered by CCTV. You all know, right? CCTV. What is stand for CCTV? CCTV. Yes, balance. Anyone? T for?
vision.
Huh?
V is for vision.
Okay. T for? No idea. TV. No. What is the okay? I forget your name. You.
Kirti was.
Kirti. Kirti.
Kirti was.
Wasn't. Okay. Shall I call Kirti or wasn't?
Kirti.
Kirti. Okay, Kirti. I know Kirti Suresh. Okay, Kirti. What is the Tamil word for apple? Apple. Yes. No. What is your name? Purushothaman. Good name. What is the Tamil word for ice cream? No idea. Good, wait. Any Tamil Nadu fellows? Raise your hand. Ah, okay, okay. What is the Tamil word for ice cream? No idea. You all studied English medium? English medium. You? No idea. No idea. What is the Tamil word for bakery? You also think, huh? The Kerala word for bakery and the Kannada word for bakery. Okay, leave it. Think. Important. So you should know all the languages properly. Okay, fine. So it's good. What I said. No Apple CCTV. No Apple and bakery. It's covered by CCTV. One day, after shop closed, Nelson took 2000 rupees from the tillo, but drawer. Kalla. Yes, kalla. What is the English word we use? How we call? Kalla. Karna. Okay, let's make it till, fine. Try to understand. It's a draw. The next day morning, he put back the amount to the till. Okay. Comment about his ethical behavior. So you can say that taking cash from the till is a wrongful action and integrity is also questionable, and his professional behavior is also questionable in this case. So by that we can say his activity is unethical. So examples given here, just go through. One by one I gave integrity, objectivity, professional competence, confidentiality, and professional behavior. For each, I'll give examples, right? Question number 2, write it down. Question number 2, write it down. Question number 2, write it down. Kirti works as a professional accountant. Kirti works as a professional accountant at APLC. At APLC. Apple. APLC. While he is working, he identified company is doing tax evasion and tax avoidance. Did you all study tax? Tax evasion and tax avoidance. Tax evasion, tax avoidance. What do you mean by the term tax evasion? Tax avoidance? Tax evasion and tax avoidance. Tax evasion means you are In illegal means you are avoiding the tax. Tax avoidance means in a formal way you are trying to reduce the tax. Right? There are personal allowances and all. You are trying to utilize it in order to reduce the tax in a formal way. And if I take myself, why I want to take the overseas income in the form of dollars, so especially if I take dollars, it is tax exempt. Right? From today onwards, I read the Gazette Sri Lanka. You know Gazette, right? Gazette. Are you all reading Gazette notification or not? No. Okay. So they introduce new tax. So the person who earns more than 100,000 need to pay income tax now. My God. Right. And for me, when we earns more than 400, 500,000 per month, the tax rates here massive rates. Huge amount we need to pay tax now. Right. So now I'm going to plan my tax. That is what called tax avoidance. So how I'm going to plan? Hereafter, I'm going to reduce my lectures in Sri Lanka and I'm going to do more lectures in overseas. Because when I work more lectures in overseas, I'll get dollars. Education consultancy dollars exempt from income tax. Right. So whatever the amounts I'm taking from here, the airport itself I put into my account and I'll go. No issues. No need to pay tax. Legal money. Whatever I want I do. Right. But if I earn in Sri Lanka more, I need to pay what? Massive taxes. Right. So what I'm trying to tell you is that is what called tax planning. So if you plan the tax, it's good. Right. And what I should do is hereafter, when we earn profit, I should increase my lecture fee. If I take in the form of capital profit, I need to pay more tax. Dividends, tax rate is very high. But from Sri Lanka itself, if I take my lecture fee, let's take now I'm taking 6,000 per hour. So we pass a resolution in the board. Lecturers, all directors are lecturers now. For our lecture fee, 12,000 per hour. So we are taking the profit only, but it is tax reduced percentage. Taxed at the reduced percentage. Planning. So what we can do is we can reduce the tax by that. So that is what called tax avoidance. Tax evasion means here I am taking the amount. When I reach Sri Lanka, right, I am not putting in the bank. I am giving to a Hawala agent and I am converting to LKR. It's a black money. Then I can use. They also no need to pay tax, but it's an illegal way. Right? Understood? Tax evasion and tax avoidance. Kirti, as a qualified accountant, Kirti, as a qualified accountant, decided to not to disclose any matters to outsiders. Comment about his ethical behavior. Comment about his ethical behavior. Do it. As a professional accountant, Kirti need to protect confidential information. Kirti need to protect confidential information obtained through his employment. But it does not mean that confidential information always should not disclose. Continue. International Ethical Standard Board I didn't teach yet confidentiality. It's there, right? But we'll discuss now itself fully. Okay. International Ethical Standard Board permit to disclose confidential information. Permit to disclose confidential information during following situations. During following situations. Number one. If it is required by law. If it is required by law. So when it's required by law to disclose, you should disclose. Number two, if it is permitted by law. What is the difference between required by law and permitted by law? Required by law means it is mandated. Permitted means you have option to, it is not mandated. Because required means if you fail to report, you also part of the crime. The second one is not like that. Third one, a situation to protect public interest. A situation to protect public interest. A situation to protect public interest. Okay. Now continue under that. A separate point. Tax evasion is not permitted by law. Tax evasion is not permitted by law. And legal system required to disclose. And legal system required to disclose tax evasion. Therefore, disclosure of tax evasion is not. Therefore, disclosure of tax evasion is not violation of or breach of confidentiality. Breach of confidentiality. Clear? So, is he ethical or unethical? But he did disclose, right? He disclosed. No, he didn't disclose. He didn't disclose. Unethical. He should disclose. Right. So you can include the other points like integrity and all. I gave the main point on because of the confidentiality part. Is it clear? Understood? So if he is not disclosing, he is not straightforward and he is not honest, by the way. Right. But here the main concern is about the confidentiality part. Right? Okay. Is it clear? Understood? Right. Now, today I'll give at 6:15 break. 6:15. Okay. Right. So here now let's move to threats. What is threat? What is threat? So far, we discussed whether you are an ethical person or not. Now assume you are an ethical person. You all are ethical person. Right? Integrity, objectivity, professional competence and due care, professional behavior, confidentiality. Everything is there. You are a perfect ethical guy. But the third party is not like that. You can't expect everyone to be ethical. So you are a finance officer, CFO. Your CEO is not ethical. And your chief operation officer is not ethical. And your chief risk officer is not ethical. So when they interact you, all these are known as threats. Understood? All these are known as threats. So code of ethics comes from your side, whether you are ethical or not. Third party is unethical means you are facing threat from that third party. You got my point? Yes or no? So when you are facing a threat from the external party, there are different types of threats that you are facing. That's what we're going to study. When you are facing that threat, you should apply safeguards to protect yourself from them. You should apply safeguards to protect yourself from them. Otherwise, what will happen? Those fellows will make you unethical. You are an ethical person, I know. And those fellows are not ethical. If you have failed to apply the safeguards, at one point they will make you unethical. Yes or no? Best example is police officers. Right? You become a police officer. Right? The very first day, what do you think? Huh? I will follow the rules and regulations. I will contribute to this country. Right? Like Kaka Surya. Right? Okay. So I will be a police officer like Singham. Okay. So all these things will come now. One side Singham, one side Sami. Right? All these police officers will come. I am the one who going to protect this country like that. After some time, what will happen? What will happen? You are facing threats from the other colleagues. Yes or no? And if you allow them, you also give money. Yes or no? Right? Same thing here. At the time you are perfect, yes, ethical person. But if you let others to influence you, if you let the threat comes to you, what will happen? You become unethical person. Yes or no? So when you apply safeguards, you can do two things. One is you can eliminate the threat. That is good. Totally you can eliminate the threat. Certain threats you can't eliminate. Certain threats you can't eliminate. What you can do? You can reduce. So if you apply safeguards, two things will happen. The threats that you are facing, it get eliminated. Or the threat that you are facing, the risk get reduced. Right? Something is better than nothing. So you can reduce or you can eliminate. Understood? Understood? Right. So put a heading, ethical threats. Put a heading, ethical threats. First point, write down. First point, write ethical threats heading in your exercise book or wherever, write down. Under that, write down first point. Ethical threats are coming from external parties. Ethical threats are coming from external parties. These threats can be managed by professional accountant. These threats can be managed by professional accountant. These threats can be managed by professional accountant with the support of International Ethical Standard Board. With the support of International Ethical Standard Board. With the support of International Ethical Standard Board. Okay. Next point. International Ethical Standard Board. International Ethical Standard Board provides safeguards. International Ethical Standards Board provide safeguards to eliminate the threat or to reduce the threat to acceptable level. To reduce the threat to acceptable level. Clear? Understood? Okay, now look at the slide. There are 5 type of threats. Did you all study these 5 threats? Did you all study these 5 threats? Found how many of you all did F1, F2, F3? How many of you all studied F1? Accountant in business? No one. So you. No one studied. All exempt. So no one did foundation. No one did foundation. Huh? All exempt. Wow. Management accounting? No one. Financial accounting? No one. Law? Only you. Financial accounting? Only. And law. So hereafter class starts at 3 o'clock. Right, okay. So if I take this, so far is it clear, student? What we discussed and understood? Up to now, fine? Yes or no? Am I fast? Okay. There are threats. Try to understand threat always come from the external side. How many threats are there? 5. Okay. This is what examinable. 9. This is what examinable. In your exam, examiner assumes you are a perfect ethical person because you are doing ACCA. You are doing ACCA. So examiner can't test you like you are an unethical person. No. Always as examiner assumes you are an ethical person. Then who is unethical? Someone else is unethical. He is trying to influence you. That is how your scenarios are developed. That's why I told always you get threats. Understood? Now shall we move one by one? First threat is self-interest threat. What is self-interest threat? What is self-interest threat? Say, I am an ethical person. I did ACCA, I did CA. So I should be ethical for both bodies, not only ACCA, for CA also. Right? So I am an ethical person. I am landing in the airport. And Christopher called me. You know Christopher, right? The lecturer. So Christopher called me. Farin, where are you? I land. Okay, can you come? Okay, I can come. No worries. Right? So I bought a SIM from the airport. Then I put Uber. Uber is enough for me. Wherever I want, I can go. Right? So I can find no worries, no need to come. I can come. So I can. Right? Then I met one person from the airport itself. Assume a story. Story, yeah? Story. So I met another person. He asked, okay, where are you going? I come from Sri Lanka. I'm going for a lecture. Lecture. What is the subject you are teaching? What course you are teaching? And I'm saying, okay, I'm teaching ACCA. Wow, superb. I'm searching a lecturer. He's telling like that. So we also doing college tie-ups, right? So I'm searching lecturer for some subjects. Can you teach Audit and advanced audit? Some other subjects also there. Can you teach? Yes, I can teach. So how many days you going to stay? Now I have 6-month visa, right? So how many days you want to stay? I said 25-30 days. Okay, I'll give you per hour $50. Per $50 means INR how much? Somewhere around 4,000. INR 4,000. Okay, so I can give per hour 4,000. Superb, right? If I get 4,000 per hour, so 100 hours means 400,000. Good, lump sum amount. Happy? You happy? Okay, so he is telling like that. Then, okay, fine. Then he put a clause. You should work only with us. Now, if I come to Arivu, I'll get somewhere around 200,000 for 20 days. Assume, huh? Okay. And if I go with him, I'll get 400,000. Right? Now, you all are in this position. Who invite you? Arivu. Who sent the documents to you? Who put ticket for you? Now in the airport, you are getting an offer. 400,000 for 20 days, 200,000 for 20 days. What you will do? Practically think. That's why I told ethical decisions are not easy, right? If I choose 400,000, I am self-interest. If I choose 400,000, I am self-interest. What is self-interest? Financial, non-financial interest. Okay. Or else instead of giving 400,000, he also saying I'll give 200,000 only. But a full board, um, a luxury hotel accommodation I'll give. Full board, a luxury 5-star hotel accommodation I'll give. 9. So here I am staying a 3-star hotel. So 5-star hotel, full board, no food, luxury stay. Is it financial interest or non-financial interest? Then I said, okay. Then that is also self-interest. You got my point? You are working as an auditor. I'll tell you one other example. When I work with Sri Lankan Airlines, that is my client. I work with EY. Client place is Sri Lankan Airlines. When I work for 4 years continuously. Right? Audit firm client. So when I work with them, 2010 to 2014, when there is this birthday celebration, the client, it's more than 5,000 people working there in the office, Sri Lanka. And definitely every day we will get a piece of cake. Someone is celebrating something. Okay. So when I get a piece of cake, if I tell like this, gift and hospitality, self-interest, I should not take a piece of cake from you. My independence get affected. Can I tell like that? Is that person is giving that cake to change the opinion? No, right? Those gift is not self-interest. But if someone is coming and telling, okay, we will give you a 5-star hotel accommodation, that is something bad. Normally it is not giving for everyone. You got my point? In that case, it is self-interest rate. So what is self-interest rate? To achieve certain objective, if you are accepting a financial return or non-financial benefit, chapter close. That is what called self-interest. Understood? There are lots of examples for self-interest. We'll look at later. Self-interest understood? Now the second one is familiarity threat. Right? What is familiarity threat? Try to understand. One is blood relatives. Give me an example of blood relatives. How many siblings you have? Only one. Boy or girl? 2 boys. Elder brother or younger brother?
Elder.
Married or not yet married? Not yet married. Okay. What is his age? Age?
26.
Small. Your age?
22.
Okay. So you have a problem now. He should get married, right? First. Okay. So 2 people. Blood relatives. Brother, sister, father, mother. Right? If you have any blood relatives, that is familiarity threat. Right? My father is working as a finance manager. I am the auditor. Now familiarity threat. Understood? Another type. Contractual relationship. Example. Husband and wife. Contractual relationship. Contractual relationship. Okay. Third one. What is the next relationship? Exactly. Friends. Within this, you will say that someone out. Within this, you can say friends, right? Whatever, right? Friends is also too dangerous. Yes or no? Why? Some people will not respect blood relatives. Will not respect contractual relationships also after some time. Initially, contractual relationship is very strong. After some time, no one is bothering. Yes or no? You didn't get married. So how you say yes? Okay. So married people might know. So how many married people here? Okay. How many years? 1.5. No point. 2 years. No point. Okay. So normally you will realize the real relationship after maybe 5-6 years. After that only. Right. Once you get married, that relation bond is very, very, very thick bond. After 5 years only, you will realize. Right. Okay. So no, I have that relationship. Don't worry. Right? So friends means thick friends. That is also a problem, right? We all trust friends. How many of you all have friends? Thick friends. Ambayalu. Mango friends. Close friends. How many close friends you all have? How many? Two. You. Three.
Around 6 to
60.
7.
6 to
6 to 7.
7.
3.
3. 2. 45. 4. 4. Many, unlimited. No worries. 2. 4. 2. 2. Sure? Okay. Boyfriends. You. 4. 2. You. 3 to 4. No. Only one. That's good. Right. So these friends, these three parties create familiarity threat. Understood? Understood? This threat cannot be mitigated. That is the risk. This threat cannot be mitigated. Certain threats you can't avoid. So if my wife is working as a finance manager and if I am working as an auditor, I should not accept that audit. Why? If I accept it, familiarity threat arise, I cannot reduce that threat. If I want to reduce, what I should do? Either I should resign from the audit firm or else I should divorce my wife. Both are not possible. Got my point? Both are. That's why I told this particular threat cannot be mitigated. Right? Familiarity threat understood? Clear? Self-review threat. Normally, concentrate. If I take audit firms are doing different works, not only external audit, right? Let's take audit firm is doing tax service. Audit firm is doing tax service. Tax service is another assignment. Along with audit firm is doing external audit also, right? When you audit, what is the subject matter? When you audit, what is the subject matter? Financial statement. Tax is also a part of financial statement or not? Tax is a part of financial statement or not? IAS 12 income tax, current tax and deferred tax asset and deferred tax liability. Tax written down value and accounting written down value. The difference can be a tax asset or tax liability. Can you remember that standard? Study? Leave it. So, when your audit firm is doing the tax work, the tax is a part of financial statement. Who is preparing financial statement? Management. Who did the tax work? Your audit firm. And now you're going to audit financial statement. While you are auditing, when it comes to the tax portion, you are reviewing your own work. Yes or no? You are reviewing your own work. And if you find out any errors, will you disclose? Assume like this. I'm teaching. Then, while I'm teaching audit risk, I dictate an answer. Utter wrong answer. I gave a wrong answer. Normally I don't give. Assume. No? I gave a wrong answer. Then one intelligent student, she identified it as a mistake. And she came. Normally I'm not using the word he. Why? Normally these boys, they won't ask any doubts. That is my past experience. Right? So she came and asked, sir, is it correct? Then when I read, I realize it is wrong. Now I can't tell no it is wrong. If I told, I'm sorry, it is wrong, I need to correct. This is the correct answer. I'm an ethical person. Right? If I say, no. This is the correct answer because it's an old past paper. It is not tested now. So don't look at it. And somehow try to manage it. Yes or no? This is what called a threat of self-review. When you do more than one work as auditor, when you review your own work, if you find out any errors, you refuse to disclose that matter. That is what called self-review threat. Understood? So this threat will arise when audit firm is doing more than one work. This threat will arise for the same client, audit firm is doing more than one work. Understood? Is it clear? Shall we move to advocacy threat? How many of your relatives are lawyers? Anyone? Lawyers family? Parents? Father. What is your father's role? Representing the client. Yes or no? What is the role of advocates? Another name for lawyer is advocates, right? What they do? They represent client. They try to protect the client. Yes or no? Whether that fellow did right or wrong, our role is as advocate to protect them. That is the lawyer's role. Clear? Right. As auditor, I'll tell you. If you try to promote or represent your client in front of authorities, you are playing a role of advocate. That is what called advocacy threat. I'll tell you. Who prepare tax? Audit firm. Now there is a tax dispute between the company and Inland Revenue Department. Here also Inland Revenue Department. Tax authority. How we call? Income tax department. Is it income tax department or Inland Revenue Department? Because income tax is a direct tax only. There are so many taxes handled by the tax department. Tax expert. How we call? What is the department? Tax department. You just call tax department. Okay. So in Sri Lanka we call IRD, Inland Revenue Department. Within that, Government Revenue Department. Within that, taxes, direct tax, indirect tax, everything is there. So let's take, as you all know, the tax department. So there's a problem between the company and tax department. Now client is requesting us, you people only know, did that work. Come and negotiate and somehow save us. And now we are going to represent the client in front of tax authority. This is what called advocacy threat. You can't do that. Your service is done. The responsibility with manager. Understood? And promoting client. What is mean by promoting client? I am an auditor. Is your father is a lawyer or judge? Lawyers. Normally, when it comes to judge, they are not attending public programs. Yes or no? Parties and all, they are not attending. Why? Their independence get affected. That's the difficulty. Yeah? They can't be in the public places. Why? Independence get affected. Likewise, auditor, if auditor attend a party, a corporate party, I'm an auditor, partner. I'm attending a corporate party. And for my friends, you all are my friends. You all are investors, most of you are. I'm telling, currently I'm doing an audit of Arivu. They are planning to acquire another organization within this year itself. So once they acquire, they become very large entity. Share price might be doubled. Insider information I'm sharing. And after I'm sharing this to you all, buying their shares. Share price is massively increasing. Everyone's going to buy. What I did, I promote client. In this case also, I'm doing an advocate role. Both avoided. So what is advocacy threat? When auditor promoting client or when auditor representing client, that is what called advocacy threat. Understood? This is also kind of a threat arise. Next one, intimidation threat. This happens to me. When I work, it's not Sri Lankan Airlines, another client, it's a small garment. When I work as an audit senior there, I find out a major fraud. The last 10 years from 1995 to 2011, this fraud is continuously happening. And I am the one who found it. Okay. So when I find out that fraud, the material fraud, significantly material, right? I thought it's my duty to report to my auditors, audit firm. Then audit manager said, Farin, better to discuss this matter with one of the director, right? Who you feel not involved in that matter, right? Then I look at CEO and I ask personally I decided, that's why I told professional judgment is not always correct. Auditor's judgment. I thought CEO, definitely this bugger will be involved in this one. Right. So I not discuss with this fellow. Then I look at chief financial officer. Without his interference, can't do the fraud, no. So that fellow is also out. Chief marketing officer. That fellow is too much talkative. So I do not want to talk with him. Right? Then I look at HR director. So normally HR director do not have any connection with finance. Right? So I guess, okay, it's a better person to talk. Right? When I go to his room and I said, okay, so this is how it happens. We find out and it is confirmed. Then his face get done. Right? So when this fraud happens, he asked. I said it should happen somewhere around 1995. No, it is 1985. He said it's 1985. Time. So how much that you are getting? I said 2,600 Sri Lankan rupee per month minus EPF and ETF. EPF, ETF means from that amount, you know, right? EPF, ETF, it's deducted. Then he laughed. Is it enough? I'm getting a Mahapala scholarship from government 5,000. This, and I'm studying in university also. So my studies can manage. Parents also. I'll give you 200,000 now itself. Just close this file and just keep it aside and finish the audit and go. Because this is not your responsibility. This happens in 95. And I said, I already informed audit firm. I need to, you need to talk to the manager. I'll talk to your manager first. What I said, you listen, are you accepting this? I said, my amount is 2,600 per month. If I'm getting 2 lakhs, what do you feel? Happy or not? Happy or not? No, you're not happy. I'm very happy. But the problem is, if I accept that 200,000 and if I get caught, I might lose my membership. At that time itself, I done with ACCA. Right. At that time, I'm doing CA exams. So I might lose my membership of ACCA. I might lose my CA membership also. I can't do the exams. Right. Now I'm calculating 200,000 ACCA membership. 200,000 CA membership. No, this is important. You all know, very difficult, right, to get. How difficulty to get the qualification. So that's why I said no. If it's not perfect this, I will take give 200,000. Who will say no? It is unethical if you accept. Then I said no. Self-interest. Understood? Self-interest that I face, I said no. Then I collect all the evidence. Under myself, there are 5 small girls. Right? Another risk that I am facing. Why? I am the one senior there. Juniors joined recently. All university students trained. They are doing ACCA, CA, trainees. It's my duty to protect them also. Yes or no? Only male is me. And all are girls. Then I call them by 3 o'clock. Normally, you take time. Normally, by 5:30 only the work finished. Right? So I said, collect all your documents and you guys go to the audit firm. Or else, if you want, you can go to houses. Fine. Then they are very happy. Normally, I'm not letting them go like that. 5:30 means 5:30, like lectures. Right? So they are very happy. Then I collect all the evidence and I came to office. While I'm coming, I met the same person again. And he said, come to my cabin. Then I went. If you didn't accept this, I know how to tackle this. You know who am I? I'm a former army officer. Right? I know how to tackle this. Right? So I know about you also. Because your name and details, everything is there in the contract. So I can tackle you also. Now, my age is at that time 21. Right? Any 21 fellows here? 20? Okay. Like you guys. Right? If someone is telling like this to you, how you feel? This is what called intimidation threat. Fine. Accept, otherwise I'll kill you. Right? Then I came to office and I gave all the documents to manager. I said, I will never go to that side. Not to that firm, not to that client, not to that side itself. From that day onwards until today, still now, I'm not going to Sri Lanka south side. Right. And then manager also laughed and accepted, okay, no worries, you go and continue the Sri Lankan audit. I'll do this with someone else. Right. So actually we give an adverse opinion for them. Right. And that follow is, and also we inform to the regulatory bodies as well, including the shareholders. right? So EY, you don't know what they will do, right? So what I'm trying to tell you is these are experience. If you work, I don't know, in India, you can get it by, because you are not external audit. When you do external audit, these kind of good experience you'll get. It's a nice experience in my life, right? So that is what called intimidation threat. Forcefully, someone is trying to get something. That type of threat is also you're going to face. Yes or no? When you work in a proper way, you face all these threats. Clear? All these threats understood? Yes or no? Very important thing is start from here. For each and every threat, I am going to give examples now. All these examples are in your case studies. Okay? Now time is 6:15. Let's start at 6:20, 6:30.